All right. Blessings on blessings on blessings. Gilead J.
Omi Tutu, Ona Tutu, Ile Tutu, Tutu Laroye, Tutu Egun. Egun, your ancestors. Do you remember them?
Do you remember your ancestors? What's it your ancestors want from you? What is it that they saying to you? Because when we talk about liberation, for us, it starts with our ancestors. And it's important that we tune in to what it is that they're saying. And the key thing that the ancestors are saying to us, remember me. Ashe,
Shit.
remember me, remember me, remember me. Come on, remember me. You can sing it with us too, Valerie. Remember me. There you go. Remember me. Alicia, I see you in there too. You can sing it with us. It's for our ancestors. Remember me. Come on. Remember me. Mm. Remember me. Mm. Remember
Remember
me.
me.
Mm. I got a home in the graveyard. Remember
Remember
me.
me.
Going down to the graveyard. Remember
Remember me.
me. Alone in that graveyard. Remember
Remember
me. I
me.
got a home in that graveyard. Remember
Remember
me.
me.
It gon' remember
Remember
me.
me.
It gon' remember
Remember me.
me. It gon' remember
Remember
me.
me.
It gon' remember
Remember me.
me. It gon' remember
Remember
me.
me.
It gon' remember
Remember
me.
me.
It gon' remember.
Remember.
Akieti kwe gungu madeo. Agolona.
Lona.
Akieti kwe gungu madeo. Agolona.
Lona.
It gon'
Remember
remember
me.
me. It gon' remember
Remember
me.
me.
It gon' remember
Remember
me.
me.
It gon' remember
Remember
me.
me.
It gon' remember
Remember
me.
me.
Gonna remember
Remember
me.
me.
It gon' remember
Remember
me.
me.
It gon' remember
Remember
me.
me.
Will you remember me? Remember
Remember
me. Come on.
me.
Will you remember me? Remember
Remember
me.
me.
Will you remember me? Remember
Remember
me.
me.
Now, will you remember me? Remember me. Come on. Remember
Remember
me.
me.
Everybody, remember
Remember
me.
me.
Remember
Remember
me.
me.
Remember
Remember
me. This
me.
where you call out your ancestors and
Remember
bring them into this
me.
session. Come on. Remember
Remember
me.
me.
Come on. Take off your mute
Remember
and shout out
me.
your ancestors' name and bring
Remember
them into this
me.
session. Let them know you
Remember
remember them.
me.
Come on. Call them out.
Remember me.
Come on. Remember
Remember
me.
me.
Great grandmother Melvina Brannon.
Remember
Come on.
me.
Come on. Remember
Remember me.
me.
Maureen
Come on.
Goodlow.
Remember
Remember
me.
me.
Willie Ida Robinson.
Remember me.
Remember
Remember
me.
me.
Remember
Remember
me.
me.
Miss
Remedios
Mary T.
Chat.
Williams.
Remember.
Remember
Remember
me.
me.
Come on. Remember
Remember
me.
me.
Aunt Gladys. Remember
Remember
me.
me.
Uncle
Remember
Juju.
me.
Remember
Remember
me.
me.
Dida Gills. Remember
Remember.
Remember
Remember
me, I
me.
got a home in the graveyard. Remember
Remember
me,
me.
going down to the graveyard. Remember
Remember
me,
me.
alone in that graveyard. Remember
Remember
me, I
me.
got a home in that graveyard.
Remember
Remember me.
me.
Ashe, Ashe,
Yeah.
Ashe, oh. We
Mhm.
bringing the ancestors in today. We talking about liberation. We got to be talking about spirituality. And if we talking about spirituality, we got to be talking about the ancestors. So
Yes.
give thanks and praise because we are here for a very divine reason. And it's our honor to be in session with you all today. Give thanks and praise to our dear sister Kairishi. Give thanks and praise to the Center for Third World Organization and organizing. We're so excited to be here. Ile Aj, House of Prosperity, Prosperity Movement. My name is Adimu Wolfhawk Jaguar Magyun.
And I'm Ocean Femi Wambi and Jerry.
And we are the proud parents of 6 amazing divine beings that chose us to come through. And we live here in Oakland, California. And we also spend a lot of our time in Arusha, Tanzania, where we have another house and business there. And just to give a little background on us, Ile is a Yoruba word. Yoruba is one of the biggest tribes out of Southwest Nigeria. And the Yoruba people are responsible for giving us a lot, in particular, the amazing spiritual practice of Ifa, which many people know as the Orishas, or, as Ifa was, taken around the world, it became in existed in different forms. As it went to Brazil, it mixed with Catholicism and became Candomblé. As it went to Cuba, it mixed with Catholicism and became Lucumi. As it went to Puerto Rico, it mixed with Catholicism and became Santeria. As it went to Haiti, it mixed with Catholicism and became a form of voodoo. As it went to New Orleans, it mixed with Catholicism and became a form of voodoo and hoodoo. So that spiritual tradition is, we are both priests within that spiritual tradition, and part of our liberatory artistic expression is through that spiritual practice, teaching, educating, and also in the midst of teaching, educating, and healing others, first and foremost, healing, teaching, and educating ourselves, because we come first. Okay. And so this is how we express our liberatory arts, is through our spiritual practice of Ifa. So with that being said, what do we want to jump into?
Let's check in. Let's check in.
Who's who? Who's who? What you do? And who are you?
Yeah, we got a small group, so it's real intimate. So our check-in question, which we were gonna put in the chat, but actually we can just kind of popcorn around and just say, for setting the foundation of liberation, what is liberation? So you can come off your mic and just share your piece. It doesn't have to be dictionary or textbook. It can be what it is for you.
I can see Valerie got the spirit in her today. I see you, Valerie. Valerie, like, yes, I feel you coming through the screen, Valerie. You know what I'm saying? Blessings on blessings.
Oh my goodness. It's a lot of vulnerability. I appreciate y'all so much for opening the space and holding it. So I feel like I'm in a journey, and then a crossroads in that journey around feeling a deep longing for like liberatory practice, aside from like the work that I'm doing in the day to day, and like the things I know how to do well don't lend themselves to liberatory practice. Like I know how to move shit, I know how to be a worker, I know how to organize, I know how to like put my body on the line, I know how to be a martyr, like I know how to do all these things that are not in service to liberation. But the question you asked is like, what is liberation? And what I can say in the moment, and I definitely would want to add to it later, but is feeling a deep wholeness and a deep wellness for yourself and for your folks.
Mm.
Yeah. You want me to popcorn it, or do y'all want to pass the mic?
Over there, and you ain't moved yet. There you go.
Okay.
You're back. Was that us that froze, or did you freeze, Valerie? Hey.
That was you all. You all froze. Hey, y'all, David Caicelo here in Melejos.
What you said?
Say it again.
Blessings on blessings, David. We didn't hear you, but thanks for letting us know that we froze. We're going to try to see what we got going on here. But in the meantime and in between time, we checking in. Welcome everybody as you coming in. For those that are coming in now, we already brought the ancestors in, and we checking in right now on what does liberation mean to you? What is your definition of liberation? Valerie told us a deep appreciation for self and your people. And we're willing to check in with whoever's next on the request line. I believe it's Alicia, Sylvia. Alicia, Sylvia, you was here. We brought the ancestors in. Talk to us.
Well, I will have to co-sign on what Valerie said. I agree. I think it's just the freedom to be who you are. I also feel like liberation is there's a spiritual sense in being liberated. So I'm just here to hear other people speak and hear what it means for them to be liberated as well, and in the work that they do and outside of the work that they do in their life, personal life and space. Thank you for allowing me to be here.
Questions. And of course, there's a word that you said that really resonates with us. And you said a deep spiritual, and for those that are coming in, us as ELAIJ, Prosperity Movement, that's the key area that we express our liberatory arts in, is through spirituality. So thank you so much for that, Alicia. And we can move over to my brother, David. Blessings on blessings. Welcome to the session. We checking in on what does liberation mean to you.
Hey y'all, David, he, him, Elejos with Florida Student Power Network based in Orlando, Florida. And I agree. I caught some of what Valerie was saying on liberation as I was coming in. And I think that there's something to being able to show up as your full self, right? Or as your authentic self without fear of oppression, judgment, and like all of it from doing you. And that's where I've been thinking about liberation. I think that it's also in connection, it's like personally, right? Not with community or.
Yeah, just a kind of a baseline, because we have another question that we want to ask and pose to everyone.
Perfect. So yeah, I think the only thing I'll add to what I said is just, and moving freely, right? I think that there's something to accessibility, right? Accessibility to be able to move freely across borders, across the land, is also connected to liberation for me.
Beautiful.
And I love what you said, being able to be your authentic self. I mean, the freedom in that, and the work that we all do to allow ourselves to be our authentic, who we are, without that fear of oppression, without that self-doubt and self-hate. So I that's what I really tapped in on what you said. And hey, we love Orlando. We were just actually in Orlando in April. We did a show at the Bronze Kingdom, which is for those that don't know, Orlando has an amazing spot called the Bronze Kingdom, which is, I believe it's one of the biggest living museums, I would say living museums of African art. And it's just an amazing place. So shout out to Orlando. Thank you so much, David. And
I think we got a nice foundation of what liberation is. And so we can pose this next question. What role does art play in liberation?
In your liberation, right?
In your liberation.
Okay, so thinking about art, because this is about art and liberation, and everybody here is an artist. Okay, everybody here is an artist, and I don't know what everybody does, but we are artists. And so let's put Veronica on the request line. Veronica, blessings on blessings. If you could just check in, tell us your name and tell us a little bit about yourself and what role does the arts play in your liberation?
Sure. Hello, everybody. Are you all able to hear me okay?
Yep.
Hello, friends. My name is Veronica Garcia. I use she, her, hers pronouns. I'm based on Tongva land in Southern California. And I represent primarily a crew called the Wealth Reclamation Academy of Practitioners, or WRAP. We're working to transform philanthropy. So we don't want to be fundraisers who ask for money anymore. We are practicing to become resource mobilizers, or folks who identify extracted wealth and then work collaboratively to get it back into community control. And if I think about art and the role of art in my life, art is where I find the spiritual and mental, and I'm realizing even sometimes physical space to imagine into what is possible. Mm. And so it is, for me, art helps me to move into the realm of potential and to try and move away from what feels like the limitations or the constraints or the rules of what feels real. And so I really appreciate all kinds of art for all of the different senses that it can tap into to just help us even begin to imagine an escape route from the reality that isn't serving us. Thank you all so much. Lovely to be here with you all today. Check.
Thank you. Thank you.
You said some powerful stuff there. I love how you said escape route and, imagining. And it makes me
The audio came off. At least it did for me. Can y'all hear me? Okay. I don't think we hear y'all.
Sometimes that helps. Are we better now? Oh, let's shut that down too. Okay. Do we need that too? Okay, are we back? Here's okay. Thank you so much. Sorry about that, Veronica. We were saying that you said something so powerful. I just wanted to kind of echo it, the part about the escape, and I just want to share a quick story about a friend I had who did 11 years solitary confinement. And when I asked him about how he made it through, how he was able to escape that hell, he said the art of meditation. And he was able to imagine, kind of echoing what you were saying. He was able to imagine freedom and able to escape the physical confinements that he was in. And I know we hear a lot about that, about, our brothers and sisters that are locked down and doing a lot of time and how they're able to survive that. So I just wanted to big that up, Veronica, and say that, when you said that, it really echoed in my mind a lot about the power of art and our ability to escape physical borders and boundaries. So thank you for that.
Let's see, Jamila, did you want to chime in and say anything? What role does art play in your liberation?
Jamila, you're on the request line. Talk to us.
Yeah. Thank you so much for the opportunity. When you first posed the question for myself, the word that immediately came to mind was imagination. I feel like for my own experience, I've lived outside of the US in East Africa for a bit, and currently I'm in South Carolina, and art was able to connect me back, I feel like, to people and humanity better than, even my own family. And help me remind me of where I come from, who I am, and and it's a space beyond words, and it's a very powerful space of connection. And so, yeah, art is just a very, very deep place. I find myself in reflection and meditation, usually kind of even sometimes when viewing really powerful work, even in a place of even transcendent sometimes, and being able to explore and see myself beyond what I see every single day. And so I think it's a beautiful place to reimagine. It's a beautiful place to recreate. It's a beautiful place to deprogram and remind ourselves of just the humanness of everything. And while we, show up every day, bring ourselves into a different level and way of consciousness that can even affirm that it's possible, that something that beautiful is possible, and that we're capable of doing that in connection with others. So, and in community with others. So thank you for the opportunity to contribute.
Yes, thank you. That was beautiful.
And I love the quote you have up there too from Bell Hooks. Knowing how to be solitary is central to the art of loving. Bell Hooks is no joke, man. I mean, yes, thank you for that. The art of loving.
Yes, indeed. So as you can see, our form of living liberation outside of work is through art and how we can use art. We're gonna get ready to show you guys a couple of clips.
Would anybody else like to check in about how art plays to liberation? Valerie or David or Alicia?
Oh, LaShonda. Okay, somebody else just popped in. Did anybody else want to add what role does art play in your liberation?
Or even just introduce yourselves to the group?
Hi, I'm LaShonda Williamson Jennings from Norman, Oklahoma. I just am introducing myself. I'm sorry I'm late. I would turn the camera on, but I'm also nursing a pinched nerve in my back. And so at times I just need to lay down. But I'm here, I'm listening, and when I find a space, I'll even say something.
Okay, wonderful. Be well, and we're excited to hear from you when you are ready. Anyone else?
I would say with art, it's expression, right? And it's everywhere around us. And I thought that was a beautiful example, right, of solitary confinement, like a torture, right? How do you transcend beyond that? And I think it's just everywhere. And I think of music, and I think about the first time I heard the song, I love being black, and it's just like, damn, okay, like this, it just changes, right? It opens up doors.
Yes. Yes.
I could tell just when you said it.
Oh no, the sound went away for me.
Check it out.
Okay.
Can I share?
Yes, absolutely.
Hey everybody, I'm Kyrie Wigginton, she, her pronouns. And the question is how art we use art for our liberation.
What role does art play in your liberation?
Okay, perfect. So I'm an artist. That is like one of probably the most intrinsic quality, talent, skill that I have is as an artist. It is life, it is air for me, despite any of the other things that I do. And I think that when you're talking about liberation, it has to start internally and move out, right? And I think for me, a lot of my art is centered around myself and my identity. And there's a lot of freedom and liberation that happens personally in my art. And then I think that is, it resonates, it radiates outward. And then other people who experience my art experience the same thing. So I think that is how art plays a role in liberation for me. It's that it does it internally, like it does it for me personally, and then I use that to share with the world to get other people free.
Yes.
I'll add, this is Alicia. I'll add that I'll echo what David had said earlier about self-expression. I also feel like it's a flow and a balance, not only for myself, but when I view other artists, whatever it is, whatever that may be, the art of the artist. I brings like a uniqueness and an admiration to other folks. So I admire other people's individualities and their ability to express themselves in different ways. So I embrace that as a form of liberation in art.
Yes. Yes.
Liberation through art. I love it.
Okay. I think everyone touched on it that wanted to. Yes. Okay. I think he did. So we're going to show 2 short clips of Angela Davis speaking. Angela Davis, freedom fighter, associated with many organizations, but she herself, fought for her own freedom, for her own liberation from prison. And so we also wanted to show these clips just to show the impact of art and propaganda and how that assisted in her freedom. And so we're just going to show these 2 clips and hear her speak about it. And let's see, are they ready? Can you guys see these on the big screen? Okay, it's pinned.
We don't see it, so. There we go. Can't hear it.
Can you guys hear?
No, we can see it, but we can't hear it.
Okay, we can't hear it.
Oh my gosh, I'm sorry. You guys can't hear it?
Yeah, we can't hear it.
Okay, just give me 1 second. I do apologize for that.
Okay.
Let's see. It should be coming through. Nobody hears anything?
No, I still can't hear.
Okay. Let's see. Just 1 second. I do apologize. Let me see if I could switch my sound over.
Really quickly, while we wait for the tech issues, can I ask a quick question of the facilitators, Elaine?
Sure can. Q&A.
Yeah, so I mean, this is me just trying to be a little vulnerable in the space. I mean, this whole conference has been amazing. I feel like it's been the therapy that I haven't gotten in a long time. And there's a lot that I want to like get out about like the revelations and the aha moments about like why there, for me, such a big gap between like the work that I do and like moving into liberated practice. Are we going to be able in this, in what you all have for us, because y'all have such beautiful gems in this time together, will we be able to talk about the challenges? Because I almost hesitate to say stuff because I'm like, dang, I got more experiences of like what's not working or how I'm not living into art or living into liberation than I do like the latter. I'm just curious if that's in this time or if y'all want us to really stretch into the affirmative.
I love a good stretch into the affirmative. But I understand what you're saying. What do you think?
I didn't necessarily hear the question.
She's asking, is there space to kind of just state what's not working and maybe get some feedback in terms of liberation?
I think that, you know, spirit works in divine ways. And the fact that it's not playing right now and you have that question means it's time to ask that question. So let's pose that to this amazing group and let's get some of that feedback that we need. Ashe. Talk to us, Valerie.
Yeah, I mean, how are folks grappling with experience, you know, like moving in liberated practice, that's a lifelong journey. Well, or I'm getting the sense that you don't always feel liberated. You don't always feel in your most liberated sense of being, in your most elevated self. Like, how do you catch yourself when like white supremacist culture is creeping in? Or how do you catch yourself when you're not moving in a principled way or engaging in liberated practice, or you see your comrades not engaging in liberated practice? And how do you move and grow? Because we're all deeply struggling, or we come in it at different levels of frequency on the liberation scale. So like, how are we collectively moving folks? And especially then if it becomes like folks could be workaholics, folks could be doing a lot for their orgs or doing a lot for a campaign, but they're not doing the move. All of a sudden you gotta step back. Are you really doing the movement work if you're not liberated? So I don't know, are folks dealing with that? Or is this just what I'm seeing?
Yeah, I think from what I hear you saying, that the first thing that comes to my mind is intention and being intentional. And if that's who you are and what you want to be, saying that this is who I am. This is what I'm striving towards. This is what I'm practicing, and being intentional with that. And it's okay to have to catch yourself sometime. That lets you know that you are in alignment. So those moments when you do catch yourself, those are those moments you celebrate, because that's you saying, I'm intentional with it and I'm seeing it and I'm correcting it. I think it's the times that you can't see it and it's right in front of you that, you know, we got some more work to do internally. But when you can see it and when you can catch yourself and when you can work on yourself, those are the times, a lot of times we tend to fall into, I'm down, you know, but I think those are the times you should celebrate, because those are the times that you caught it. And those are the times that you can say, wow, you know, my intention is at least alerting me to the fact that I got to do some more work on this, or that I need to step back, or that I need to be more vulnerable with who I am. So for me, and I would love for the rest of the group to add to that, but for me, it's intention, being very intentional on what it is you want to do and who you are.
And I think the next step of that would be your recalibration rituals. You know what that is, because I was just telling my husband, like, everybody on the road was driving crazy, you know, just to the simplistic, just day to day, regardless of anybody else, you know, people driving crazy on the road. And then I just came from this and somebody was doing this, and I came home and he's asking me this question and I'm just like doing this, but he understood. And I came down and I just saged myself. Like, I laid down and then I got up and saged myself. So you have to figure out what your points of getting back to you are.
Mm.
Does it consist of a bath? Does it consist of water? You know, we started off the session, which some of you miss, with water, you know, saying Omi Tutu. So what are your rituals? Um, Even things that you maybe you didn't grow up in, or something you've seen somebody else do, your inspirations, your pleasures, your sensory things, like what can bring you back? Is it that spray of perfume or rose water, or you know, the sage, or I just need to go for a walk for just 5 minutes to just clear my head and then I can come back to this.
Or that song that David said that kind of
Yes.
lit up his face. So is
Yes.
there music that brings you back? You know, when we, especially when we talk about art, you know, and I love that. What role does art play in your recalibration rituals? You know, I think that's very powerful. Your recalibration rituals. What is it that you are doing to bring yourself back? Because you're gonna get caught out there.
Yeah.
That's
It's
how it
gonna
is.
happen. And as an organization, you can set those rituals for
Mm,
your organization, you know,
yes.
like you having a meeting, you playing, you know, a song that everybody likes, and you know, like, okay, we're gonna ease the energy in here so everybody can be welcoming and settling down and say, okay, you know, these are some things I'm seeing, and you know, start the mood off right, you know, whatever you guys determine in your organization and groups, that you know what those rituals are. The
And
rituals very
I
important.
love that. You know, it brings me back to the slogan: "Art is the weapon." And when we think about that, how do we use that? You know, art is an energy conductor, and we can shift and move energy with art. So if we're in that meeting and we know the tension is heavy, what song can you play so get everybody aligned? You know, what type of artistic expression, you know, can you do to get everybody on the same wavelength? Whether it's everybody say their name and do a dance. You know, we've all been in sessions where they do that. Associate your name with a movement. And you know, as goofy as it sounds, it always brings a little smile to everybody's face. So what we just did is we shifted all of the energy through art. And I think, like, you know, especially this clip that we're going to show is about how we can shift and move energy with art. And so using that, you know, in our toolbox when we're in these situations with our organizations, with family, with community, you know, I remember being little, and when my mom and my sister used to get in arguments, and you know, I used to always go get my viola. I was one of those kids that played the viola, and I would go in between them, I mean, and my mom would get so upset, yo, put that damn viola down. But it would always end up to where they was laughing, because if I seen them arguing, I get in between them and and it was just like, at an early age, I realized the power of art, and in particular comedy, and how I could shift energy, you know, bad times we were having, through let me do something humorous, you know, or let me sing a song. And I still do that. You know, all of our kids, you know, when they were born, we gifted them a song about them. And anytime our kids get in any type of trouble, somebody is hurt, and it's a serious situation, we'd line all of them up and say, sing Adeze song. Hey Adeze, hey Adeze, hey Adeze, all in white. And we will sing her song for her. And I remember one time our daughter cut her hand real bad. And she was like 3 year old at the time, and she had to go to the hospital. And the doctor was so amazed because all our kids are standing in line and they're singing her song. Prosperity coming in the morning. Everybody want to know what's up. And as we're singing her song, we're crying. And she's getting the strength from us singing this song. And it shifted all the energy to where you see her humming the song too. So
Doctor came in smiling.
doctor came in smiling, couldn't believe it. The nurse was crying, and it just took all this painful energy out of the room. And we have that ability through our art. And you know, I and Kairisha will echo this from, you know, I lived a lot of time in South Africa, and I know Kairisha has been there a lot. And one of the greatest things that I learned from my South African brothers and sisters is everybody has a voice. Everybody can sing. And the emphasis wasn't on were you in key, were you in this or that, but were you vulnerable enough to step up and say, I'm gonna sing too. I'm gonna get in that chant. And you know, that was so beautiful because everything that they do is associated around music, you know, and you'd be out there sweeping your front porch and somebody across the street is saying, Fiela, Fiela. And then all of a sudden you hear 20 other people, Fiela Wanana. You're like, oh man, it's gonna be that type of day. And you know, it just shifts the energy, you know. So I mean, I'm so glad you posed that question, Valerie, and I want to hear it from everybody else too, but it just re-emphasizes the power our art has and our ability to be energy conductors.
Can I say something to that?
Yep.
You know, yeah, I think that that's a powerful and a necessary question. And what I would say is, what I'm going to say is not pretty, but I think that it's right. Or you know, it's one of the answers is, are you doing the work that you're supposed to be doing? And I say that like, so I was working in West Oakland, super committed to community, super committed to working with youth and in schools. And Spirit was like, that's not what you're supposed to be doing. And I'm like, you know, I'm not even listening to it because I'm like, this is how I was raised. This has been what I thought was what I was supposed to do, right? And it's good work. So it's validating me, but it was also super draining and difficult, right? And my homegirl told me one time, my homegirl Noni said, she said, oh, you don't think that you can do more change or do more impact doing your art than you can doing direct service, right? And she was like, there's a glitch there. And it was like Spirit was sending all these little messages and I wasn't listening. And then Spirit was like, okay, we're gonna disrupt all your relationships so that all you have to, like, you can't not listen. You can't run. They moved me from California to Texas. Like, you cannot run. You have to listen. And even when I tried to go back into the work, they were like, no, because the work I was doing, while it was powerful, that it left nothing for me to do the work I'm on this planet to do, right? So that is what I think. Like I can do this work and have the ability to create the work I'm supposed to be doing on the planet and not be depleted at the end of the day, right? I think conflict is necessary, but being in a constant state of conflict is not. Being in harmony consistently is not. And so are the people around you life-giving? Is a work life-giving? And that might be some hard questions that you have to ask, because maybe the people around you, you know, a lot of times people call themselves friends because they do work together, but that doesn't necessarily mean we're values aligned or that you necessarily have my best interest at heart. So I think there's some real hard questions, because you should be in a situation where you're being replenished, not depleted.
Hey, we're here to thrive, not survive. And I love what you said, and just echoing that, if you're looking at your work and you just barely surviving, like Karishi said, maybe that's not what you're supposed to be doing. And that brings about, you know, your own self-doubt and the own fear that comes with stepping out there into the unknown and trusting that the ancestors in the universe got your back. You know, one thing we say, we have a song that we have called Move by Faith, Not by Sight. And it's something that we teach our children and that we, you know, have written around the house. And we get into a lot of situations where we got to reaffirm, look, we notice what we're supposed to be doing. We can't move by what we can see, you know, 2 days ahead of us or 2 checks ahead of us. Nah, we got to move by
Oh, your guys' sound is off again. I'm so sorry. And I hate to interrupt you guys because this is such a great conversation, but I just wanted to let you know, I think I might be able to get your video to work, hopefully. Fingers crossed.
Okay.
If you guys were ready and willing to have that played.
Hey, it must be time to show that thing. Look how it's- yeah,
Hopefully, I'm really
Hey.
hoping that it'll work this time.
Yeah.
Let's see.
Can anybody else hear it? We can't hear it.
I can't hear.
Still no audio.
Yeah, still no audio.
Oh, darn. I was really hoping that would work. I'm so sorry, guys.
Let's try from our end.
Okay.
We'll share. We still have it up just in case. So let's do that.
Okay.
Okay. And then okay.
Desktop.
How long was that section? Because maybe we could all listen to, if it's like 3 minutes or so, listen to it on our own and then come back.
No, let's see if we can play it from here. And then if that doesn't work, we could do that because it's two different parts we want to play. Let us know if you can hear this and see it.
I've always, or as long as I can remember, I've been interested
Can you
in the
hear?
relationship between art and
Yes.
politics.
Okay, there it was.
I know that that movements are often driven by music, by poetry, by visual art. I think that art is able to reach people in a way that didactic conversations often are not able. So that aesthetics and politics. When I was a graduate student, I studied the relationship between aesthetics and politics. I've always been concerned about the fact that in movements, often the artistic dimension is seen as entertainment, and therefore as an aside. So you organize a rally and you ask, well, who's going to provide the entertainment for the rally? Not taking into consideration the epistemological dimension of art, the ways in which art can produce knowledge, often knowledge of the sort that does not occur with a simple political speech. Of course, art involves the imagination. And if we believe that revolutions are possible, then we have to be able to imagine different modes of being, different ways of cannot yet understand. It seems that in the last period, over the last decades, the separation of art and politics, which was assumed for so long, art for art's sake, art that has anything to do with politics is inferior art. We've heard these ideas expressed over and over again. But over the last period, artists have been more expressly, more overtly political, and have begun to, I think, give us a sense of the ways in which art enriches our ideas about about change, about revolution.
And we got one more small clip.
That was generated around the demand for my freedom. And I've come, when, there was a time when I felt embarrassed in front of, I really didn't, know how to be in the presence of those images. Now I'm pretty comfortable because I recognize that they represent the demands and aspirations of millions of people. The campaign around the demand for my freedom was absolutely amazing. At the time, I was charged with 3 capital crimes. And even people who knew that I wasn't guilty did not understand how it was ever going to be possible for me to extricate myself from that situation, because all of the existing powers, the president of the US, the governor of California, the head of the FBI, they were all arrayed against me. And so the fact that it was possible to generate a movement and all over this country, all over the world, and I thank all of the organizations that were involved. The Communist Party, I was a member of the Communist Party, and in every country where there was a Communist Party, there was also a campaign to free Angela Davis. And so I see those images as symbolic of harnessing the power of masses of people and achieving what was considered to be impossible.
Blessings on blessings, the great Angela Davis. And wow, I mean, who is more iconic? We've all seen the afro with the pick in it, and I love how she was saying that that's what freed her, that art. And it's something that we were talking about last night in regards to how art is the energy conductor to galvanize the masses into movements for liberation. And we give thanks for the art and for all that it's able to do, all that it's doing, and all that it will continue to do in regards to liberation, in regards to movements. So we don't have a lot of time left, but with the time that we do have left, what we want to do is as a group, think about campaigns, movements, and using all of our artistic expression and coming together and saying, what type of energy can we conduct to galvanize the masses into a movement for liberation? And we might not have enough time to finish it, but I'd love for all of us to collectively think about what form of liberation we would like to use our collective artistic expression to either come up with a slogan, a jingle, a skit,
Comedy.
a comedy, anything, So for example, if, in I don't know if I should use that one about the monkeys, but
No.
okay,
no.
no. So for example, if we were if our liberation movement was to free the whales, you know, what type of slogan, what type of campaign strategy do we think we could come up with that would be that energy conductor to bring the masses towards a movement? And so we're just going to think about that think tank time right now. What is a liberatory movement we would like to address, you know? And I don't know if we can build off of what Valerie was saying and that, but I'm open to hearing from others and just hearing, you know, if people would like to comment about the videos, the clips, and something that came up from there. And I think we can start formulating, okay, this is what we're going to attack and this is how we're going to address it.
Okay, I'm seeing Veronica's face. And I'm like, I don't know if they get it. We're gonna have fun. We're gonna create our own campaign around, it can be the simplest of things to a mass thing, you know, whether it be, you know, like you said, just a slogan, a skit, but something fun, something we can obviously do via Zoom. Or if you are, you know, an artist and you
community, it could be something we're going through as a world. And if we need more examples, I could tell them about the one we talked about last night.
Okay, I'm about to start unmicing everybody.
Unmute them all. Time to have fun. We're gonna have fun, okay? It's fun time. I need everybody to loosen up. Maybe we got to do that first. Everybody just kind of sit straight up, get those shoulders right there, okay? And this is a great one. Just shimmy it on out. Shimmy it on out. Ain't nothing like a good shimmy to get the energy flowing. Yeah, yeah. Shimmy it on out. That in itself is a slogan, you know, shimmy it on out, you know, so something as simple as that, you know, what do we need to shimmy out? So let's hear from everybody. We've been on the mic long enough. Let's hear your questions, comments, concerns, or ideas.
Where's that button that say unmute all?
Unmute. So even if we're thinking about something as simple as the shimmy, what do we need to shimmy out of our lives? You know, so if we think of that, you know, if we went to Instagram and shimmy out what you don't, you know, how could we, you know, that type of artistic expression, how can we use that? You know, what type of liberatory struggle could we address that to? You know,
I have to tell them about the monkeys.
Okay, so real quick,
Real quick.
one of the issues we were discussing last night is back in the day, the country of Swaziland, right outside of South Africa, they went to the IMO for money, and IMO said, "Listen, we can give you guys money, but under some, of course, things that we need you to do. First, we need you to be declared as a country that is starving, so that we can bring in the World Food Bank." When the World Food Bank came in, the first thing that they did is said, "We're going to give you guys free food." And on the surface, that sounds great. But what they did, they gave all the Swazi people free bananas. And what this did is, prior to this, bananas was one of the greatest exports that Swaziland had. Their bananas were famous around the world. Everybody wanted a Swazi banana. And when the World Food Organization came in and started giving out free bananas, it totally destroyed the banana infrastructure.
You're froze. You're frozen. Now we can't hear you, but you're not frozen.
And I felt like you were about to get to the good part.
Yes.
I was
So
like,
we
wait,
were, the last thing I heard was Swaziland was a great place to give bananas, and then the World Food Bank started giving them away for free,
The
and
World
then
Food
boom.
Organization came in and destroyed their banana infrastructure by giving free bananas to the people. Okay, so now nobody worked in the banana factories. The banana plantations dried up. Nobody was growing bananas anymore because nobody was buying them, because the World Health Organization, the World Food Bank, was giving them away for free. And then they start genetically modifying the bananas and the seeds. So now the only way the bananas will grow was from these Monsanto genetically modified seeds. And what happened is the monkeys stopped having bananas to eat because there was no more growing wild, because they were all being genetically modified. And so I came up with the slogan, free bananas for the monkeys. And this was a way to address what the IMO and the World Food Bank had did to the country of Swaziland by the chant, free bananas for the monkeys. And I know, as crazy as it sounds, I was like, what if everybody on Instagram, instead of donating money, just sent in a clip of them singing this song, free bananas for the monkeys? And we took all those voices and put them together as one and made this powerful chant, and was able to use that. Yeah, free bananas for the monkeys. And everybody said that, and it brings humor and it brings insight, and it lets us open up to why we're saying that. Excuse me, real quick.
Yes. So that is our example, you know, of something that I'm just mosey on over. Something that is, you know, important to us, and especially important to them and their economy and the monkeys, but something as simple as just a little chant that can cause a lot of attention, can go viral, you know, a lot of viralability. Is that a word? Okay. So I want y'all to just, we were gonna have everybody break off in groups, but because we're so intimate. Okay, Veronica, I got something. Yes, please unmute. Oh.
I'm ready to pitch. All right. The organizer in me is ready to pitch a campaign here. Actually, I'm not sure what the target of our campaign is. I just have I'm offering the virability of our campaign. What I actually love about it, though, as I'm thinking about it, is it leaves room for anyone to take up the cause and record and post their message. So it's possibly like cross issue, like multicultural, cross race, cross class. But I was going off of what was offered around the shimmy and shimmy out. So I came up with a vision of 3 lines. So it's a song we can sing. And each line has some sort of gesture that like symbolizes that line. And then you can do whatever else you want with it. You can do a video by yourself. You can do a video with your organization. You can do a video with your community, your family, whatever you want. So the 3 lines are: shimmy out their power, call in my power, build up our power.
I dig it.
I'll put that in the chat box, and we're going to need some moves if this idea feels viable to everyone else.
I love it. I love it. I was doing my own little moves. Of course, the shimmy, and you said call in and build up everybody, something like that. But it's just a group thing, so everybody just chime in. Let's use your voice. Share. Okay, first of all, does everybody like that idea? I love it. What do y'all think? Come on, liberators. Y'all still with us? LaShonda, Alicia, Kairishi, Valerie. What's good? What is something near and dear to your heart? A cause of things, or it could be something you're already working on. Are you guys thinking?
Yes. You're
Okay.
not by yourself. We're here.
Okay.
I do like Veronica's. It was good, you know. I'm not creative in that way. So just sitting back being like, I immediately was like, liberate for love, you know, like that came to my mind, but that's not original in per se. So not so original, shimmying out the power, but I'll tell you why I thought about liberate for love. And thinking about art. So just sort of a personal thing, and this is relevant to the story. So my husband is white. And in our house, we have a lot of, and I'm Black. I know you can't see me. But in our house, we have a lot of artwork, well, that is, you know, Black artwork. And so people would, like my relatives would come in here in my house and say like, why don't you have white people on the walls? You know, like, and I was like, well, we got white people here because Michael's picture, our wedding pictures on the mantle. So, I mean, white people are there. Like, why do you ask white people when you go to their house why they got nothing but white people on the wall? But a reason why I have white people, or I don't have a bunch of pictures of white people on the wall. One, I prefer African-American art. That's just a personal preference. I grew up with that type of art on my wall. But the other piece is I'm from Oklahoma, a predominantly white school. I work at the University of Oklahoma, a predominantly white institution. I am married to a white man. And so there are times when I just don't see people who are like me. And that art feeds me, right? Like I can come back and see, you know, a little Black girl and connect with the little Black girl that lives in me, and that little girl is beautiful, right? Like it reflects that same beauty that I see on the wall. I can see a Black woman in a position of power and know that that reflects me, and that I am not alone, because no matter how much my husband loves me, he can't walk a day in my footsteps. Like he can only give so much advice, right? And it can only love me so much because of that difference in this country. And so, you know, like I feel like in my outside of work that it is an act of love for myself. And, you know, my husband doesn't have a problem with it. So I'm assuming it, you know, the artwork on the walls being his act of love for me, so that my soul and my spirit is fed, and that I see the beauty not only in me, but I see the beauty of the people that I am from and with.
Yes, yes, I love it. Um, mm, I love the love movement, especially with everything that's kind of happening right now. We're in, I don't know if I got any astrologers or astrology aficionados. Oh gosh, I'm a Gemini, guys. Um, but we're in the age of Aquarius, and Aquarius is about the collective, you know, and it is about liberation, revolution, and then liberation, you know. So I think the work that we're all currently doing is timely, and this conference is very timely. So I love the love movement. I think that's beautiful. How can we shift that energy into, what are we shimmying out? Are we shimmying out anger? Are we shimmying out fear? Are we shimmying out judgment? What are we calling in, if everybody's in agreement with what's kind of being said and how we can flow? Did I freeze? Did I freeze?
You did.
Okay. Yeah, so I love the love movement. If anybody else wants to add anything to that or help frame how we can put that into a movement or something that we can do. I'll give y'all a little bit of time to just kind of think.
May I offer some inspiration? So long as we're thinking. I heard that we could offer inspiration. I know this is super literal, and like I said, I experience and practice in all different kinds of art. But this is a painting I did recently. I didn't even really know I was a painter. But this is a woman named Georgia Gilmore, and she's considered the cook of the civil rights movement. She's also somebody that at my organization, RAP, we call the mother of wealth reclamation and resource mobilizers. So as I've dedicated myself to learning about Georgia Gilmore, among many others, but Georgia Gilmore specifically, and about her contributions to movement in the values that we organize around, one of the things that I've done is just try to like feel her and experience her from different perspectives, and to like just really try and call on her. She's one of many folks, supporters, but I've used art to try and like channel our ancestors and our movement culture and histories and legacies into our movement today. So that's how I think about the potential of our exercise too. The exercise we're trying to create is, how do we use it to connect our history, our roots, our legacies, our cultures to the present moment, and the stuff that our people really need in this present moment as we're organizing and collaborating to transform the world.
Sorry about that. I was definitely listening and typing. I love that art piece. Thank you for sharing that. I think it's important for us, even with the question raised, to remain flexible and remain open. He didn't even like, you didn't even know you were artists. Excuse me, for the, you know, you didn't even know you were artists, and look how beautiful, just it just open to the expression. So I appreciate that. I want to try to scroll back up and um see the chant really quick and maybe help y'all. So that was actually my song that played in the beginning. So I can write a song or two. uh, okay, so shimmy out. Even everybody just put in the chat. Do we want to shimmy out fear, judgment? What could be the opposite, and is the opposite of love in the way that we heard it? Okay. Comfort, fear, white supremacy. Oh shit. Okay. Let me scroll back up. Shimmy out. Shimmy out. Fear. Shimmy. Sorry, guys.
You know, it could be like a call and response. Like somebody says, shimmy out, and somebody takes the first, like whatever they want to shimmy out. Then the next person says, call in, whatever you feel moved to call in. And then the third person says,
we're going with love. We're going to call in love. Yeah. And how can, so fear, shimmy out. We're shimmying out comfort. I don't know. Or maybe that was to something else, but if you want to explain further, that would be great. Shimmy out. I like fear. White supremacy, a lot of white supremacy has to deal with the basis of fear. Scarcity, shimmy out scarcity. Yeah, that could be a good one too. Yeah, yeah, that could be a good one. What do y'all think about scarcity? Scarcity or fear? Put it in the chat. Let's go. Fear, fear. Okay. Shimmy out fear. Everybody down with bringing in love. And the third one was building up. Are we building up community? Are we building up building legacy? Lyrically accessible, yes. I agree. What did I say? Community, legacy, building up, family, tribe. What are some words you guys think would sound good here? Ooh, building up abundance. Yes.
But then you drop the hour, right? If you want to make it like lyrically sound good. So
okay.
Hour is important too.
Is it possible for somebody to type everything that we said in there right now so I don't have to keep scrolling up? And then we can either come off our mics or we can just, not, but sing it. Let's sing it. I know fear, love, and abundance. Abundance, abundance, abundance. We want it in abundance, 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 abundance. We want it in abundance. We want it in abundance. Shimmy out fear, call in love, build up abundance, 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 build up abundance. Okay. Let's see. Y'all ready? Y'all ready to come off the mic? Let your voice be heard?
Yeah.
We don't really have to just on social media. This was just like a fun activity to just get us to move out of our work vibe into our artistic vibe, but also in a liberatory sense. So it's okay if we're out of key or Zoom throws us off and somebody's gone. And it's okay. I'm about to unmute everybody.
Do it.
Oh, wait, can I? I don't think I actually can. Dang it. Okay, well, okay. Me, Valerie, LaShonda, Veronica. Let's see, let me scroll back, see if there's anybody else. Okay, it's us. Let's go. Oh, are we gonna do it in call and response though, or are we just chanting it all together? And who has the beat?
The beat.
You have the beat. Okay, cool. I think we should say it together. I think unison is good. Okay. Let the beat drop.
But can one person do it one full time and then we join in unison? Because I feel like I got a beat, or I have it in my head, but it changed. Like when I heard other people kind of say it out. So I want to hear. And we could Like I can share what's coming up for me, but
Let's hear your version.
all right. So I have shimmy out and then like fear, call in love, and then build up abundance. That's what I had.
Yeah, let's do it. Okay.
All right, y'all. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Shimmy out.
Without fear,
Here,
Call
with
in
love,
love,
build up
building up abundance.
we did it one time. Should we keep going? Do folks want to do that one again, or do folks want to do a remix of that?
Sorry about that. I think I messed it up. I hope it didn't. I hope you guys sang it. I don't know what's it's the best place for internet, but it's kind of going in and out. But I love that. Was it call in? This was the call in and love
Yes. Yes.
and build up abundance.
Build up abundance.
Yes.
Swimming in it.
and then I'm assuming with dance there, we then go into a dance break at the end. Once you say abundance.
Yes. Dance. Dance. Abundance. Dance.
Dance.
Dance. Dance. Dance.
Get it, Nadia.
Did that.
Did anyone else have a share? Okay, so I'm a, can you guys hear me? Okay. I love the call out and the movement. It just reminds me of Tony Robbins, what he said on his Netflix. Oh wait, I think I froze because everybody's frozen.
We hear you though.
Oh, okay. Yeah, he just said the imprint that it makes on the mind and in the terms of memory and how you can really shift things in your world, having the vocal aspect and a physical aspect put together. You know, he said it in his words, but this is basically what we're doing. And I even love this as something like a takeaway, a true takeaway that you guys can share with your communities, a chant that we created here. Shimmy out fear, call in love, build up abundance. Like that's powerful and across the board, you know, what everybody wants and needs, and it feels good. You know, it feels good to dance and to move and to activate that throat chakra, and you know, which is the point where everything then can come out, you know, physically come out after that throat chakra. So the pent up energy with the movement, like we really can release. So yes, shimmy out here. Oh wait, shimmy out here. Call in love, build up
abundance. I like that.
Yes.
We need to bring that to the main plenary or whatnot. We need to all be doing that. Thank you for getting us to where we ended on that. I really am going to use it. I'm going to credit it to this working group, just so y'all know.
Yes, yes, I love it. And actually, let me write it down so I don't forget it, because I love this. I love this as a centering, as one of the recalibration rituals.
And I don't think that this is what was asked of us, but I feel compelled to share. Like sometimes, especially coming into this session, because I felt like I didn't have a lot to contribute, but then through the process have been really like awakening a lot of ideas and thoughts and feelings, is a commitment. So like when the recalibration piece got mentioned, like that hit hard. I got emotional because I'm like, damn, I don't got recalibration. Like that's kind of what's leading to like the breakdown, like I could have went up. I was deciding between this session and the burnout session because I was like, damn, I think I need to be over there because I'm not ready to be liberated. I'm just burnt at this moment. But one commitment coming out of here among others, I did take a lot of notes actually, is like that as one token of like recalibration is doing our chant. So thank y'all for giving me a recalibration.
Yes, yes. I appreciate that so much. Yes, throw them hands up. I love that. And thank you for following your intuition and your spirit to come into this space, because you added that valuable piece, with the question that you asked. I want to thank Veronica as well for adding your input and also getting our moves and stuff together. Thank you, Alicia, for chiming in and sharing. Thank you, LaShonda, for that piece that are about art and how it really moves and speaks to you and it liberates you and empowers you. It's it can start small, but it can grow, and I appreciate that. So if anyone has any more questions, I don't want to hold you over time. But if there was any more, question, a little tidbit, I welcome it, and then I'll send you on your way.
I just really quickly would like to say thank you all for holding the space for us and helping to host the space and the experience. I'm a really, really big believer, as much as possible, to look for ways to be in practice. So I really love even just inviting us to actually do a thing. And I took note of the fact that there was some hesitation. It was hard for us to get started. If we're really about trying to collectively change the world and reach our liberation, that to me says we need more practice. We should be able to receive a call to creativity and think like, oh my God, I can do whatever. You want me to create a thing? That's what I think it's going to take to be able to transform the world. And so for me, that says we need more practice. We need more open invitations just to be and feel around. I really appreciated the seeing by faith, and not, I can't remember what the seeing by faith and not the literal or what's visible.
Move by faith, not
move by faith. So I think that's what we have to do. Not just sitting here talking about what art looks like or how it contributes, but actually trying to be together and feel the art, do the arts, experiment into the arts. I just really appreciate you all kind of inviting us into practice to help us see how much more practice we still need.
Yes. Thank you for that. Thank you for showing that appreciation to us. And I'll share it with Adimu as well. And that's kind of how, when we talked about spiritual practice, our spirituality, we have to be in ritual and in order for things to continue to move forward. So thank you for pointing that out. Did anybody else want to give one last takeaway or share or input? Beautiful. I hope y'all will shimmy out fear and call in the love, all the love. Build abundance and give love. Ashe. Thank y'all. Be well.
Thank
Have
you.
a good day. Have a beautiful rest of the 7-day cycle. Don't be weak. Be strong. Ashe.
Take care.
Thank
Bye.
you.